When you're starting out, beside a good camera setup, you're definitely gonna need good audio as well. So like I was saying, you'll need good audio, because people will stay and watch mediocre visuals, but they'll pass if the audio is trash. It's been 2 years since SYNCO released the G2A2 version 1, so today we're gonna talk about the G2A2 MEGA. The G2A2 MEGA. As usual, I have to mention this, SYNCO did send this for me to review, but they are not paying me to say good things about the product. So the opinions in this video are going to be my honest opinions. And before I'm going to start yapping about specs, I think this video might get long because I have already like 3 or 4 tests in mind. So you could like grab a drink and something to eat, and I'm gonna wait. Alright, so now let's see what's new on MEGA. And as you can very well see, we have a surprise cameo over here, so I'm just gonna let her be. Now, back to the video. The most obvious thing that you're going to see on the right side of the case over here, you're going to see this USB-C slot. So that means that this case is now a charging case. That's a nice feature. And my battery is dying, so we're gonna be back in a second. Okay, we're back. So inside the case, we have 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. And what's cool about these transmitters is that each transmitter has an internal storage of 8 gigabytes. So that means that you can use this as a standalone product, item, whatever, without recording on the camera video track. There is also a mute button on the transmitter, so you can stop the audio recording without shutting off the whole system. With 24-bit float recording, anything that was too loud or too quiet can be recovered in post, and you have a backup audio to avoid things like wireless dropouts. So when it comes to battery life, each transmitter can function continuously up to 8 hours. And because now we have a charging case that can provide 2 additional chargers, that means that the whole recording time is up to 24 hours. So this is great for a lot of situations, like full days filled with interviews, for example. The G2A2 MEGA comes with a 4th generation syncoder algorithm, so this extends the transmission distance up to 200 meters, and we're gonna test that later in this video. And now we have 3 recording modes: stereo, mono, and safety. Safety is the new addition, and when this thing is activated, the right track will capture sound at 6 dB lower to avoid clipping. So that's a nice feature to have for those times when you can control the environment that you're in. I think that you noticed that up until now I haven't used the lav mic in the video, and I did that intentionally because I wanted to show you the difference between the mic that was on camera and it was directional and the lav mic in a pretty well controlled environment, I would say. So that's why I decided to change the things a bit so you can hear the differences with the lav mic. Next thing on the list is compatibility. The G2 MEGA comes with 2 analog outputs. One is a 3.5mm TRS, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and one is a USB-C. So now you can record internally on your phone or on your camera, and then if you want, you can send that audio file to another device like an iPad, for example, through the USB-C output, and you can check if everything is fine. You can also monitor sound in real time through the 3.5mm jack that's on the receiver. And now the fun part of this video, I'm going out to test this thing in real life scenarios. So what you're hearing right now is the sound directly from my phone on a pretty busy street, and in 1 second I'm gonna show you how it sounds with the lavalier mic. And this is how it sounds with the lavalier mic on the same busy street. You tell me which one sounds better. From here all the way here there are 200 meters, so that means that this point over here is the 100 meters mark. This place is great for the distance test for these lavalier mics. So I'm walking in a clear line of sight, so I don't know if you can hear me, but 1 2 1 2 check, 1 2 1 2 check. I think here there are around 50 meters right now, so probably you guys can hear me and it's not going to have any kind of interferences. At some point I'm probably not going to appear on the camera because the distance is pretty high. So here are 100 meters. I don't know if you can hear me. Check, check, test, 1 2 1 2. Okay. All right, right now I'm approaching the 150-meter line. So I don't know if you can hear me, but check, 1 2 1 2. We'll see if you guys can hear me. Check, check, check. And let's go all the way up to 200 meters in a clear line of sight to see if you can hear me or not. So we'll see. I have my friends behind it, so nobody's gonna steal it. Okay, more. I'm probably not even appearing on the camera right now, but all the way here is the 200 meters mark, and I can see the camera all the way in the distance. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm close in a second to the 150 meters mark. That should be right here. So now we're gonna test the noise reduction function or option, whatever you wanna call it. And as you can hear, we have a lot of moving cars that are behind me over there. And in this park, there are a lot of birds that you can hear. So I don't know exactly how it sounds, but you're gonna hear it in a second and you can tell me in the comments down below. So right now, even though I have the sun in my face and I forgot to bring a pair of sunglasses, we're gonna test this thing. So we're gonna activate it right now. So here, we are on the low level or the low option of the noise reduction. So you can tell me in the comments how it sounds. Testing, 1 2 1 2. I'm hearing a lot of horns from the cars that are on the right side over here. I don't know exactly if you can hear them. And I have a lot of birds that I can hear like really close to me over here. And now we can go on the high level. So right now we are on the high level or high option, whatever you want to call it. And I really should have brought like a pair of sunglasses, but it is what it is. I'm hearing a lot of horns from the cars that are on the right side over here. I don't know exactly if you can hear them. And I'm hearing a lot of birds. So you can tell me if you hear them or not, and if this is doing a great job or a good job. Testing, 1 2. So this is how it sounds. And now the option is off, and you tell me if this sounds good or not. So what you're hearing right now is the sound from this lavalier mic directly in this DJI Mini 3 Pro controller. And when you're out and about, you can actually use this with this, so you're gonna have another angle and you're not gonna do like a voiceover when you're at home. Another thing that I wanted to try was the test that you guys just saw. I wanted to see if I have clean audio, if I'm going to use this transmitter and I'm going to have the receiver connected to the DJI Mic 3 controller and I'm flying my drone outside, and it appears that is possible. And I was actually quite surprised because usually the brands that have their own like lavalier mics, they are not actually letting you to do that with other brand of lav mics. So here's how you can do that too. All that you need to do, you need to have an SD card inserted in the DJI controller and you need to use the second USB-C input that you see over here in the controller. And you're almost good to go. After you inserted the SD card, you're gonna swipe down and you're going to see a headset on the top right. After you saw that icon, you just need to press screen record and that's it. Another test that I wanted to make is the boom microphone test. This is how I want to call it, and this is going to make sense in a second. So now, these things have 8 gigabytes of internal storage. So I'm going to combine this thing with a microphone like this one over here, and I want to see, actually hear, how different the sound is. So this is what we're gonna do now. So what you're hearing right now is the sound directly from the lav mic. You can see it over here, and this doesn't have the microphone attached. And what you're hearing right now is the sound from the Rode Video Micro that's plugged into the transmitter. At the moment that I'm recording this video, the G2 Mega is $199 at B&H. And what you're gonna receive in the box is the case, 2 wireless transmitters, 1 receiver, 1 3.5 TRRS smartphone cable, 1 3.5 TRS camera cable, 1 Type-C to Type-C cable so you can charge the case, 2 furry windshields, 1 Type-C to Type-A adapter, 1 Type-C to lighting adapter, 2 magnets and 2 lavalier mics with foam wind muffs and metal clips. That was a mouthful. So you're getting a lot for $199. And here you have 2 other brands that offer similar stuff. One is the DJI Mic Mark 1 and the second one is the Holyland Lark Max Duo. I think that's how it's called. The only difference here is that both of them are $50 pricier and you're not gonna get the 2 extra wireless lav mics. And that's the video. Thank you SYNCO for sending this for me to review, and thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, just make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.